Hello everyone, welcome back to Beth Paranormal. My name is Beth and welcome back to another haunted adventure with me. I am at a cemetery and let me turn back, there we go. An old cemetery that's very old and has a lot of history in there. So it dates back to 1911. Okay, 1911. And I have some history behind it. So let me pull up the history behind this before we get into our investigation to see if we get some good paranormal activity today. Now this is a very small cemetery. Now all of a sudden the wind has picked up. So a lot of times that's an indication that it is a very spiritual activity here, the paranormal. And let's show you all. This is really nice. And the last adventure I took you on to the Cornwall one was beautiful too. Look at the pebble driveway. Noah and Lucho are, my mom, are investigating. So I have really some very old cemetery. So let me read you. Okay, let me read you. Let me get this up. So I actually just snapped, I looked it up and did a snap. So let me actually put you up here on a stone so I could have my hands free and I could read you this. Because it's a little hard to actually read this. Okay. Now, oh, did I get all of it or no? Okay. Well, this is about oh no, I didn't get it? Okay, this is about, oh, I didn't get all of it. Okay, I'm just gonna look it up. I'm just gonna look it up and do it this way because it's called Jewett City Vampire Graves. That's what that people that are referring this to for road trippers. The Ray family plot can be found toward the northern end of the small graveyard known as Jewett City Cemetery. Is located at the terminus of Anthony Street. So let's see. I want to give you some history behind this before we actually get into the so over the course of a period of time that spanned the late 1840s to early 1850s, Henry and two of his adult sons, Nathaniel and Alicia, died of a particular wasting away disease. Then in 1854, a third son, Henry Nelson Ray, was struck by this strange disease which today would have been identified as tuberculosis, but which back then was clearly the work of a vampire. The family exhumed the bodies of Nathaniel and Alicia and burned them right in their graveyard, in the grave. The Mascabre family reunion made the newspapers of the day, and due in large part of the media attention, the Ray family is known today as the Jewett City Vampires. The Ray family plot can be found toward the northern end of the small graveyard known as Jewett City Cemetery, which is located at terminus of Anthony Street in Jewett City, a bird of this town of Griswold. A little A line of headstones are bearing the 3-letter surname, now marked both the final resting places of the most of the family as well as the site of the bonfire. You can follow the timeline of events by the years and cease into the gravestones. Although Henry Nelson Ray's stone is not in the family plot, there is a gravestone with his name incised on it at the other side of the cemetery with the death date of 1854, which excludes that the vampire hunt might not have worked. So that's what they believed back then, that with this mystery, you know, tuberculosis, this mystery diseases that they didn't really understand. So let me see if there's anything different, because I like to, you know, I'm not great on memorizing everything, but I want to give you some insights. Let's see if this one here has anything a little different before we actually go and investigate. Okay, Henry B. Okay, so this one is the damn story. When people think of early New England, one of the many things that they come to mind are the infamous witch trials of the late 17th century, of which Connecticut was quite an active participant, with more than 40 people tried as witches and at least 10 of them executed. So here in Connecticut, they were really participating in this. The actions of those early residents indicate during the dark time in our state's history, the belief and fear of supernatural creatures was quite strong. Not only were witches a source of concern, so was the devil himself, by no less than 34 places in Connecticut named in his honor, as it were. This general sense of operation in regard to the supernatural was a deep-rooted, powerful, that nearly 200 years after that late supposed witch was hung, before were still paranoid and somewhat arrogant, enough to believe that the state could be besieged by vampires. And it's in this fertile breeding ground of fear during the year of 1854 where the renowned tale of the Jewett City vampires takes place. As Dracula would not be published by Bram Stoker for 40 years in 1897, the type of parasite identities that entitles that Connecticut residents thought existed were not the demure romantic bloodsuckers of fiction. Far from Count Vald Edward or Lesant, the vampires of the mid-19th century were thought to be undead risen zombies like then the grave to find nourishment in blood family members. In this particular case, the family was the Rays of Jewett City, who over the course of 9 years lost multiple members to consumption, which is known as tuberculosis. The first to die from the mystery disease was 24-year-old son Lethal in 1845. Less than 4 years later, family patriarch Henry B. Ray was felled by the same disease. He was followed to the grave in the same manner by his 26-year-old Alicia only 2 years afterward. 3 short years later, in 1854, eldest son Henry became stricken with the now too familiar symptoms, and this is when the true panic set in. Now convinced that they were dealing with something well beyond normal disease, the family somehow decided that the untimely demises were being caused by their dead relatives rising from the grave during the night and returning to feast on the blood of the living. Something drastic needed to be done, and done quickly. According to newspaper accounts of time, it was the pure intent of protecting the family that the decomposing bodies of Nathaniel and Alicia were dug up and burned immediately. Although it appears the body of Joseph Sir was spread, it was believed in century action did the trick history did not record a specific date for Henry's demise. So that's the thought, that he survived his affliction. Increasingly, evidence was discovered in the 1990s that there may have been other earlier suspected of vampires outside the family, Ray family. Sorry. In neighboring Hopeville, 29 graves were unearthed as unmarked cemetery of Walton family, who have lived only 2 miles from the Ray's farm. About 50 years earlier, in the early 18th century, when archaeology, exhumation, it was determined that one of the bodies, which had been decimated by consumption, apparently had been dug up. It was buried and its head removed. What was left of the skeleton face down, and its femur bones crossed by the chest. Other Walton family members have also eventually died from consumption. So, I mean, it goes on and on, tons of history. I gave you a lot of the history behind this, and that's what this is all about. So we can try to find the grave, and I see something very interesting. Try to find the grave of the Ray family, Henry Ray. So they said it's the northern part of the I want to see what Henry Ray has to say. That would be really, really awesome. But yes, this is a very, very old Elisha. Oh, here, Elisha Edward died 1878. No, Eliza. That's Eliza. So, very old graves. Let's see if we can find that grave that we were talking about. There's something cool over there I want to show you. 18. Look at how old these are. 1865. Very, very old graves. Let's see if we can find. Look at this. This is very interesting because I think it's cracked, that they're trying to preserve it. Very interesting. Look at how old this. So, wow, this one's really old. They're trying to, I think, preserve it with this. I never saw this before. Tell me in the comments if you ever saw this before. Very interesting. I never saw it in any, so far, in the graves, the cemeteries that I've been in. Browning. Look at this. 1798. Interesting. So I'm just kind of heading towards the back of the cemetery. And we can definitely try to find it, and speak to Henry Ray on what's going on, like what happened. Maybe we can get some answers. Very, very interesting. So let's see if we can find the grave. They said it's in the back. Where in the back? I don't know. But in the back of... I have to show you something over there too that's really interesting. I love these old cemeteries that have a lot of rich history to it, because it's very interesting to me. I love it. And I'm not sure where. A lot of old. So, I don't know. I'm drawn to go over here. Like, maybe it's in this corner. Look at these. 1883. Wow. Wright. The Wright family. I would love to, I don't know if this one, look at this. See, I love the stone walls. This is back in the Civil War days. Oh, look at this. This is very interesting. Indian Wars, John W. Bothwell, oh, the 1939, 74. Huh, very interesting. Look at Lizzie. That reminds me of the Lizzie Borden, but we're not in, that's another place that I want to go to, is the Lizzie Borden graves. I don't know, there's like little graves over here. Underneath. There's like little tiny graves over here. Look at this. Like all in this little corner. Look at this. And they had like all like little tiny graves. Somebody, look at this. All here. Just all in this corner here. This, and like literally, let's see if we can get some answers over here, because this is really interesting. Like who's buried here, you know, over here underneath this tree. And then we can continue to find Henry Ray. It might be on the other side, because I was mistaken on, so let's get the Nephrophonic app out. And get some answers. Maybe we can ask who is buried with these unmarked broken gravestones. Okay, reverb. Okay, I am here out of respect. I am here to give you a voice and tell me who is buried at these all little tiny nubs of graves. What happened to you? Why are your graves all, I don't know, very, very, like, demolished? What happened to these? All these little tiny nubs of a grave. What happened to these graves? Okay, let's, you know, hopefully we got some good responses on that. Let's see if we can find the Ray family. What?
We found the Ray family.
Where?
Here.
Over here? I thought they said it was in the corner. The Henry Ray?
Yeah, Henry Ray.
Oh, okay, good. I was just trying to get some answers over here. Because there's like underneath that tray, it's all like broken stones. Okay. Where is it? Oh, there we go.
And they're all lined up here.
Okay, so we did find it. Okay. Henry B. Ray, born 1796. I'm hoping that this is the right Ray. Oh, 1861. Lucy. Oh, here. Oh, yeah, it is. Right here. Alicia H. Why does it say son? It's really daughter, I think. Age 26. So, let's see. Get some answers from Henry over here. Hopefully I can get it up there. I'm hoping it's pointed up. Can't really. Let me just get. Okay. Okay. Let's see if we got some action here. Oh, we're getting some. Henry Ray, if you're here with us, touch this EMF meter and show me that you're here. Put it to red. Okay, let's see if Alicia, are you here? Touch this and put it to red. You can touch it. All right, well, I'm not getting any action with this. So, okay, so let me turn this off. I just want to read. No. Okay, so let's do the Nephrophonic app and see what Henry has to say. Henry, what happened to you? Was there a big hysteria regarding your death and regarding, you know, is it true? Sorry, it turned off after, I think it's 20 minutes or 20-something minutes. Is it true that they actually burned Nathaniel and Alicia in their graves? Henry, was it a hysteria surrounding that time in the 1800s about witchcraft and all kinds of paranormal, how can I say it, like people are just like scared, you know, because of it? Was it a big hysteria around that? Or paranoid? Was people paranoid? That's what I wanted to say. Henry, are you resting in peace in heaven? Are you now happy? You know, after all these years, are you finally resting in peace? Thank you, Henry, for talking to me. Rest in peace. And I mean no disrespect on coming here. I am just want to give you a voice and find out what is the truth. And let's talk to Alicia. Alicia, is it true what they did to your body here and burned you right in your grave? Oh, shoot. Alicia, did you die of tuberculosis just like your father? Alicia, are you resting in peace? Are you happy now in heaven after all these years? I heard it like a laugh. Who's laughing? Beth. Did somebody say my name? I thought I heard Beth. I don't mean any disrespect, and my name is Beth, if you said that, and I'm just want to give you a voice, Alicia, and whoever else would like to come through, and I just want you to rest in peace. Oh, this is Nathaniel. Here's Nathaniel. Nathaniel Ray. I can't even really see it, so let's give it. Nathaniel, is it true that you died of a tuberculosis like your sister and your father? Nathaniel, back then, was it a crazy time to live or during the hysteria of the witch trials? Nathaniel, are you resting in peace? Are you in heaven? Well, God bless you and rest in peace. Thank you for talking to me. And Lucy, I believe, is the wife. I'm not positive, but let's see who it is. Lucy, are you the wife of Henry Ray? Lucy, did you die of tuberculosis also? I think I heard yep. Well, rest in peace, Lucy. Thank you for talking to me. Okay, so we talked with the Ray family, and I didn't get too much action with the EMF meter. So let's go on and and see what's over here. It looks like almost like a mound or something. I wonder if it's an Indian mound right here. How do you feel, Luke? Do you feel something different here? No? You feel good? Okay. He's very sensitive. He feels stuff more than I do. So he says he feels good here. It's a small, actually, you know what? I want my EMF meter because I want to see as I'm walking if there's any action. Like the other video I did had a lot of, and it's hard to get this to actually go. So I'll have you keep this, and let's see if we get anything as we walk. So far I haven't gotten anything here, but you never know, maybe we're not in the right area. Look at that Indian, it looks like an Indian mound. I want to know what that is. I'm not getting anything off the meter here. Look at Bishop, Frank Bishop. That's an old name, Brown. Look at this. Sarah J, 49 years old. They used to put how many years when you died. This is old. Look at all this. What's that called? Like moss or? I'm here in the okay. Let's see. This is very interesting. I'm wondering what this is all about. Oh wait, I'm getting something here. Still had, whew. Is this Indian mound? Look at this. This reminds me of an Indian burial ground. This, right here. Huh. Okay, so let's go and see really quick and if this is an Indian burial ground. Okay, can you tell me, my name is Beth, and I'm come in peace, and I'm coming to get some answers and give you a voice. Is this an Indian burial ground that I'm seeing right now? Is there anybody buried in this mound of dirt? Thank you for talking to me, and I'll listen back and see if I got anything on that. All right, I am going to start heading back to the car because I have my mom with me and she needs to go potty. So look at this, 1852 to 1926. A lot of old graves. I didn't get to really investigate this side, but I'm thinking I'm gonna come back, you know, again. I think I'm gonna have to come back with, I'll just come back with just Noah or something. So, and all right. So I'm gonna end off. I'm gonna end off the video. Thank you very much for watching. Remember to hit that like button and subscribe and hit the notification button. And have a great day. And be safe out there during this crazy pandemic time.